March 2023 soul story. If you have a sun rising or your moon is in the sign, then this is your reading for the month ahead. Happy solar returns if it's your birthday this month. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me on my channel for this cosmic conversation. We're opening up with the energy of rebirth, judgment, not a surprise as we come into the most powerful time of the year for you. And there really is this incredible gathering of fire cardinal energy here to support you. But it does bring about this interesting contrast this month between a distinct feeling of vulnerability at the same time as this profound sense of sacred empowerment. And managing that balance is incredibly important because you have some significant decisions to make for yourself over the next few weeks. Now, we open up the month really positively with Venus conjunct Jupiter. In the first couple of days, that's going to support anything that you're trying to get ahead with, especially around that sense of love relationships, of what you have going on with your prosperity, and the way in which you're now valuing yourself and how you're trying to express that in new ways. As we make our way toward the full moon, which is coming in the sign of Virgo on the 7th of the month, you have this medicine, if you like, that's reminding you to get things in order, that we need to take care of the physical body as much as we do our thoughts, our emotions, and allowing time and space for the sacredness of your spiritual work. This is a really important moon because on the same day, Saturn is also shifting planets into Pisces. And so we feel the significance of that. And remember, Virgo comes through as the real caretaker, the steward, the guardian, if you like. And there's something sacred about how you are viewing what's unfolding around you. Because the consideration at this moment in time, Aries, is how do I create a life of substance? How do I allow myself to be all in, but redefine that in a way where I don't feel I'm sacrificing so much that my nervous system can't cope, but rather I meet each moment knowing that I have everything within me to be able to answer whatever questions arise, but also to be able to listen. Because there's something about the approach that's being asked of you this month that says, where have you been paying too much attention to groups, to people, to individuals outside of yourself, to the degree that perhaps you've switched off or, slightly muted some of your own internal guidance? You're not here to fit in, and your path is not somebody else's path. And so if you accept that, then you can also accept that there are going to be some people, and perhaps some people that are very close to you right now, Aries, that have chosen, and in fact even have a soul contract to remain unconscious in a time that is awakening rapidly. And so the Six of Swords suggests to me that it's time to move on. It's time to give yourself permission to not waste and deplete your energy trying to convince anyone of anything. And that in itself is going to help to really support you almost skipping levels. You're just going to feel like your ascension and your progress is going to be incredibly fast over the next few weeks and months. Now, that's not an excuse for not mastering the teaching. And we don't want to feel like we're stuck in a processing mode where just because we've heard the term or we've understood the message that somehow we think we've integrated it into our life. So there'll definitely be a continuing sense of being tested, but that full moon brings around this really powerful revelation for you. I think something's coming to a head, something's coming to a moment where it's landing so deeply for you, and there's no going back after that. The new plans that get put into motion are powerful. Now, when we talk about this sense of vulnerability, as we approach the mid part of the month, the 11th, the 12th, we've got Chiron and Jupiter both in your sign, and that conversation will trigger you perhaps in some ways. It's going to invite you to reflect on the ways in which you've been managing some of the healing journey, and really to take stock on how you need to start defining what the new story is, because everything that is coalescing for you right now, everything that is building to support you through this eclipse season that's going to impact you so personally, is really saying, okay, now it's time to lay some of these ghosts to rest, to come back home to a place of deep remembrance. And the Six of Swords for me actually brings like this quietness. And I like that for you, because I think there's so much charge, there's so much energy, there's so much almost impetus and drive that at times that can just feel almost a bit overwhelming. And so you need that. Yeah, you need that time to be able to just say, okay, I just need to pause and just take a moment and just kind of really consider if what I'm about to do and if the path I'm about to take is actually coming from something deep within me, or if I'm doing it to try to prove something to someone, or to try to be a part of something, or to fill that void. And so as you understand, it's not really about what you say this month, it's all about the essence that sits behind that. And what the universe wants from you is to come forth with an essence that feels more raw, more honest, more true. And that can be painful, especially if you've been wearing so many masks, yeah, or you've been trying to fit in to so many boxes or to be what so many people want you to be. But there's a breaking through, yeah, and that breaking through again does perhaps invite the consideration that you need to move on or release the focus, the attention, or indeed the connection with someone or something in your life. Now, we have Mercury shifting into your sign on the 18th of the month. Then we welcome the sun coming in on the 20th, and Equinox, of course. Powerful time, this new beginning of the astrological year. And then the new moon in your sign. Now, you can't get away from the fact that these power days for you have something so important to say. And the sign will be absolutely lit up in neon lights. I mean, there's just like no getting away from what is being shown to you at that moment. And can you choose to disregard it? Can you ignore it? Can you go into a state of avoidance? Yeah, absolutely. However, you're being asked right now to consider very carefully, yeah, if this is a decision and a choice that you want to make, a path that you want to perpetuate, because you have an opportunity to break free from something. And this is where this sacred empowerment comes through. And of course, there's going to be a vulnerability associated with that, because it might mean that you're going to be doing things you've never done before, or you're going to have to say something that you've never said, or there's some sort of a situation where you think, well, I appreciate that this is going to cause some ripples, yeah, but ultimately this is about your balance, your peace, your harmony within. We also have Pluto then shifting into Aquarius on the 23rd, and Mars moving sign, your ruler, into Cancer on the 25th. So you're going to be feeling the disruption of these planets moving quite profoundly. And so it may at times feel quite difficult to kind of have your feet on steady ground. Yeah, you got to almost try and find your sea legs a little bit this month. Four of Wands I like for you, because I think it is telling me that regardless, inherently, innately, you're going to know what's required in order to maintain your balance. The question is, are you going to be brave enough to do what it takes, to do what's necessary? And that's what we talk about when we're saying you need to be all in. It's really a time of having a completely clean slate through this month of March. It can be what you want it to be. Yeah, the conversations are deep and meaningful, and that means you have to get deep and meaningful with yourself. So the other dates I want to really highlight to you, because they are going to hold significant power, especially for you, Aries, is the 27th and 28th, when Mercury and Jupiter join up. And again, there's this powerful boost. Now you have the moon, so it's going to be really important that you are not lying to yourself. Yeah, I just feel like there's nowhere to hide in March for you, Aries, and that's not a negative thing, like far from it. I think that this is your stage, this is your platform, this is your really powerful like launch pad for creating something and setting the intention. Remember, it's about your attention and your intention. This is where all of the magic is going to coalesce and come together for you. But around those dates towards the end of the month, you cannot be in any way lying to yourself about what matters, what's important, what you truly want. Because again, like we say, it's all about the authenticity of the expression. Now, my sacred soul support this month, we're covering in the light, becoming you, becoming more authentically you. In the shadow, we're going to be dealing with the dissolving of disappointments. It's also worth noting that I have launched a pre-order for my first book, Moon Musings. So if you follow me on the socials, it's a combination of all of the channel transmissions that I've been sharing with the collective over the last few years, here to really support you in your rituals and your soul work. So please check out these sacred tools for you. They're here to help you. The comments and the description box has all the links below. You also may feel that somebody is hiding something from you through the course of March. And, you know, sometimes that's an uncomfortable place to be because every fibre of your being is telling you that, yeah? Energy doesn't lie, and you're able to read the room and understand when things are being purposefully held back from you. There may be a situation that, you know, again, that needs to be addressed. Perhaps that's where we have the Three of Swords, a little bit of pain or an upset that needs to be addressed or come through. So there may be a bit of a disappointing experience that lands for you through this month of March. But be under no illusion, Aries. This is a month that's for you, working for you, not against you. And so whatever is set to unfold at a soul level through this journey right now, there's a really profound experience and something deeply valuable that you're going to gain, and you're going to carry it with you. In fact, I would go as far as to say that how this unfolds, like the kind of storyline, and not necessarily the specifics of the person, although that may matter, but it's more about the lesson that's learnt from it. It will stay with you for life. It really will. And, you know, it's one of these kind of marked changes where you kind of make an internal decision for yourself and you're like, okay, like, you know, this is never going to happen to me again. Or this is how I'm going to respond from here on in. And it's in that moment where you make these powerful choices and decisions that you really realize how much you have come to trust in yourself. That sacredness of the trust is also what's required to balance out. Now, there's a seriousness to life right now. We can't avoid that. But at the same time, this month is also asking you, especially as we are enjoying the Pisces energy in the first part of March, what are your dreams? You know, how are you using your imagination and your creativity? Yeah, where is the play? Like, we can't forget about these things, you know. We have to give ourselves permission to open up, because that's where the opportunities are coming through. Now, you have the Wheel of Fortune coming in here. Very synchronistic, fated events are showing up. It's really interesting. I have a feeling that in the Pisces readings, this was the exact placement of these two cards. I want to say that, you know, the linking energy, perhaps that you are going to have experience with something that's gone on in February, perhaps around that Pisces new moon, okay, is in a way where the opportunity or where things are kind of coming together. It's a bit almost like a sliding doors moment, I feel. So I want you to pay attention to when something arises and it feels like that, okay? Especially around 18th, 19th of the month. Now, again, this is almost like woven into this experience where we might feel that someone is deceiving, and then as a result we're almost lying to ourselves about everything that we want or what's going on. And so there's this kind of crystal clear moment of clarity that lands with that Three of Swords. That's why it's showing up, because we need you to say yes to this. This is life changing. This is about making a choice and a decision. You know, we don't get the energy of judgment coming through, a rebirth, a completely new chapter initiated. Of course, it's your solar returns. This is energy that you always work with once a year as you allow yourself to be reinvented. But this feels more weighted than that. It feels bigger than that even. And so, yes, there'll be moments where you'll feel perhaps on tender hooks, but you have to be brave because it's almost like a pilgrimage that you have to make. That's kind of what I'm picking up in regards to the energy that's flowing around this. So we're going to go ahead and pull our final 3 cards. If you're new to the channel, we cover these off in the extended portion of the reading where we'll talk for another 25 minutes or so. We'll go deeper into some of these intuitive messages and see what else gets unearthed for this month ahead for you. I'm going to go ahead and just pull some clarifying cards for us to see the direction and perhaps the strength of what has already been brought through for you. So just beginning with the energy of judgment. Of course, you've got a lot of majors coming through this month. Another one here with the energy of the Hanged Man, and we've got the 4 of Swords, 6 of Swords, 8 of Swords, Queen of Wands. I like showing up for you. What about this 3 of Swords? There's a High Priestess. You see, there is this deep sense of knowing, even when you feel like people or situations might be kind of going on that you're not being given insight into, you still, your higher self, your own intuition is guiding you. Okay, 6 of Wands. I like that. The adjustments that you make this month, you know, especially around that time of equinox, really use and harness that energy to support you over the next 6 months are going to deliver something so life-changing. Like, I just, you know, if I could have a conversation with you personally and, you know, see the impact of it. Of course, you know, when we come into eclipse season, that North Node in your sign is really drawing you towards the highest expression of your destiny. So there are things now that you cannot stop that are in motion, and all of this is supportive for getting you where you're meant to be. Now I'm just using Life Soul Vision Oracle, which is my deck. You can find more details of that over on my website. Again, the links are in the comment and description box underneath. So we're coming through with the energy of the Spirit Wolf, Spirals of Love and Grief. You've got the Lion showing up twice. You also have Strength coming through here. Beautiful. Heart energy. Look at that sacral. There's all that fire coalescing. Beautiful, creative, blossoming soul song. Put one more there. Detours from the Divine. Okay, let's go ahead and pull an energy oracle. All the decks that I use, Aries, are also listed in the comment and description box underneath. Yeah. Cornucopia. Beautiful. Okay, and finally, I'm just going to invite you to think about a personal question, something that might not have come up in the first part of the reading. We are going to go ahead and pull a couple of specific messages for you. Again, we'll cover those in the extended reading. So I look forward to joining you in that conversation. You will find the link below. Otherwise, I wish you a beautiful month ahead. Have a wonderful solar returns. Enjoy all of this energy in your sign. And I'll see you again next time, Aries. Bye for now.